Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. So, I'm currently sat outside Project 5 Eastern again, and there's two reasons why I'm here. One is to film content to show you guys the end result of the refurbishment and obviously the amazing work that the builders have done on the project, give you a walk around, give you a tour, talk about all the final results, the end numbers, etc. But number two is I've actually just met with the Homes Under the Hammer film crew who are filming the second segment to the episode that will air later in the year. So they filmed the before and they came out 8 weeks ago and filmed that, and now they're back filming the second part to make the episode and put it all together, the before and after, the transformation, all of the details around it. So the presenter Martin isn't here again today, but what they will be doing is getting the estate agents back to give the end valuation, the end numbers, which is all very exciting now that the project's been complete. So this episode's going to be pretty short and sweet. I'm going to keep it focused completely on the renovation so you guys can see the transformation and the journey the property's been on. So I'm going to leave them to that. I'm going to go and get breakfast, grab a coffee, do some work, check out some upcoming auctions, because now this is complete and the refinancing process is underway. I'm absolutely and actively on the hunt for the next project to roll into. But not only that, I still have a deal I need to find for a bespoke client that's looking for a project himself. I just had to cut that last segment a little bit short because I just got a call from an estate agent who I work with really closely, and I know I've got a lot of connections with all of the estate agencies in Portsmouth now, and he said, Adam, I've got a property for you, it's probate, they motivated sellers, they want a quick sale, we know you can achieve that and purchase quickly, do you want to come and view it? And that's kind of the power of building that relationships with, you know, not just builders, solicitors, mortgage brokers, lenders, etc., but with estate agents as well, because they know now, in the last sort of year and 7 months of me starting the company, and where I've built the portfolio to 5 rental properties now, that I'm a serious buyer and I'm a serious investor, and if they bring me a deal and the numbers stack, then it's absolutely one that I will buy. So just had to take that call. Always super important that I do, because I don't want to miss out on any of these opportunities, especially when I'm actively hunting for the next deal. So we've scheduled to have a viewing later on today, after of course we finished filming with Homes Under the Hammer. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to go now, grab a coffee, grab some breakfast. I'm going to be checking out all the auctions that are coming up. I'm going to be checking out some admin I've got to sort, going through the refinancing process of this property at the moment. There's a lot going on. It's been a mad, busy few weeks, but this is exactly what I want. This makes me excited. This makes me, look forward to growth, and you've got to have that pressure in order to grow. So that is a wrap filming with Homes Under the Hammer. Finished my segment, my interview. Do you know what's funny? If you've seen Homes Under the Hammer, they always do this part where you're walking around the property and you're sort of looking around, looking at all bits, and it feels so awkward to film. And when you watch it on TV, it does look quite funny. But yes, had to do all of that sort of thing as well. So they're still at the property. They've got a few more scenes and shots of the property they need to video. So I've just taken a little walk whilst they do that. So I'm just taking a moment here and thinking about, reflecting on the filming and why I applied to be on Homes Under the Hammer, and the real main reason, and the reason why I post a lot on Instagram and obviously do the raw content on YouTube, is building a brand, a personal brand, building a business brand, because documenting the journey is something one that you can, look back later in future years and think, wow, look at where I started. But social media today, used in the right way, can be such a powerful tool for building business. And I know this to be absolutely true, because when I first started offering, the sourcing service where I'd help other investors either look for turnkey buy-to-lets or project properties, I was having lots of conversations and engaging with them and reaching out to them and obviously successfully getting clients. Now that the personal brand's been built, not only can I evidence and showcase to people that, I'm not just all talk, I actually deliver on what I say, but I'm at the point where people are now reaching out to me, engaging with me, looking to schedule meetings with me, because they see what I'm doing and how successful I am is not the right word. They're seeing what I can deliver, and they want to use my services and want to work with me instead of me having to reach out and engage with them. So it's still obviously growing it massively, right? And obviously YouTube's for the raw content, Instagram's where I post more of the fancy edits and things like that. But the raw content's just as important, because it gives people an insight, not just to the highlights that you see on Instagram, but everything that you go through during the process and during the journey. But picking up the camera, sitting here, recording yourself in public, recording with other people, still really feels awkward to me. And obviously I'll only ever film when, people aren't around at the moment. And of course I'll go home and edit this YouTube video, and it might take me a few hours to do just to make a 10-minute video. But I'm now seeing the fruits of the labor from obviously documenting the whole journey. So if you're building a brand, do not be afraid to put yourself out there on social media, because social media marketing is probably the biggest way to market in, not just this year, but future years and 2026 and beyond. It's going to be the way forward. And there's a new breed of, micro influencers, if you like, because people buy from people, right? People invest in people. People work with people, built on relationships and trust. And even at the start, when I posted the first Instagram reel of me walking around a property that I'd just bought, the first one I'd bought, I heard things of, people talking, making comments, laughing, and it will somewhat affect you. But in reality, in the grand scheme of things, looking back at that now, I'm so glad I did it and kept pushing forward and producing content and putting myself out there, because the results now speak for themselves. But yeah, that was just a little reflection I had, and obviously wanted to share with you guys and being honest and transparent as possible. So as you see, when I walk around the property, it's really been refurbed to a high standard. So what's been done? So we've had a complete rewire of the property, and the ceiling has been dropped and overboarded so the cables remain hidden, because I absolutely hate conduit running down walls and to plug sockets. I think it's so ugly, and I never have it in my properties. The conditions of the walls wasn't too bad, but because I'm a perfectionist, I've had them all completely replastered. And also on the external walls that face outwards of the building, these have had an insulation layer added just to improve the EPC and also keep the heat in. We had new flooring downstairs and carpets running all the way upstairs and into the bedrooms. And of course, a brand new kitchen with black features, black touches. This is modern, clean, neutral, exactly what I use as a blueprint in all of my properties, because that's what's going to make it more attractive to the rental market. And a brand new bathroom installed upstairs. I honestly couldn't be happier with the end result of this refurbishment, and it only took 8 weeks from start to finish. Now the whole time process, from when we had the offer accepted post-auction to now when we're in the final stages of refinancing, has only been 3 months. Now that is such a quick turnaround for a project. In and out, move with speed, exactly what I like to do on all of my projects. And what makes it even sweeter is the numbers on this deal. So let me break it down for you. Purchase price, 128,000. Fees, which include the auction fees, stamp duty, land tax, and the time that we were on bridging finance, is 15,500. The refurb total was 36,000. The NGDV is 240,000, and that's what the refinance has been approved at, which this results in what us investors call an all money out deal. So this is where all the money I've put into the deal has been kicked back to me and given to me after repaying the bridging loan through the refinance. And this is now on the rental market at £1,400 per calendar month, which means even after mortgage deductions, the service charge and the building's insurance, this will return £600 profit per calendar month. Now that is an insane number for a flat. I couldn't be happier. And I think now I'm very close to securing my next deal. So follow on the journey and I'll see you in the next vlog.